Welcome to our very first session of State of Decay, Episode 1, A Walk in the Park. So we've got some setup to do before we actually get into the mission itself, and things will be a little bit different from other Fate games in that we don't have the phase trio because the way that I've envisioned this is that sometimes we'll have other players switch in according to people's schedules because midweeks can be really tough for people to attend consistently. So instead of the phase trio of aspects, we have a single aspect that replaces them, which is the community aspect. But before we get into all of that, let's get some character introductions. And just to keep things brief, introduce your character and his or her high concept. So first up, we've got Ben.
Hi, I'm playing Tuck Holloway. He's a mysterious man from the South. His high concept is Hell's Tour Guide, because he's old and he's been around and he kind of knows his way through the fucked up current world. So,
Cool. Next up is Mai.
I'm playing Robin Perez, who is a ex-cop. He was from mostly the ghettos of Los Angeles, so he knows like the rough and tumble places, and mostly he's pretty much like the muscle of the group. He's always like that kind of guy who outdoes for you. Like, he's very protective, very community like oriented. Always likes to look out for other people. Also very religious as well. So that also factors a lot into his decisions and how he interacts with people usually.
It's good that you guys have a tank. All right, next up is Drew.
Greg DeCane is he was well on his way to becoming a world-class couch surfer. Basically, he made his way by being charming and interesting and saying nice things to people, going from part-time job to part-time job. And if it weren't for his older brother, he'd be zombie chow by now.
Oh, give us a little bit about your older brother since he's so important to your character's aspect.
Yes. Mark Duquesne is a man who took preparation for the end very seriously. He's an honest-to-gosh prepper. Tried to get his good-for-nothing younger brother to serious up and toughen up, but had to settle for just dropping by every few months and making sure he had bottled water on hand and a bug out bag prepared and all this. Gave him a Bowie knife, gave him would take him out geocaching, which is the closest thing he got to getting him actually surviving out there in the wilds.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool beans. Last but not least, we've got James.
All right. I'm playing Faith Collins, and she's she was part of the military. She's not sure if she still is, considering she hasn't had much contact with the military ever since everything went crazy. And trying to get contact, and nothing's been received otherwise on commands. She's pretty much a sniper and a sharpshooter at most.
All right, cool. So, our community inventory sheet. I'm going to be jotting things down, so everyone should be in there. And first of all, though, let's talk about how long has it been since the zombie outbreak? What do you guys think?
I'm thinking we're in the first year. I'm
yeah, I was going to
sure it's
say
been too long.
a year at most.
Yeah, I was gonna say year.
All right, so it sounds like we've got near unanimous. Mai,
I would
what
say
do you think?
between 6 months and a year, because I think
Yeah.
there should have been some time. There's a little bit of development. There's like a little bit of wasteland politics starting to emerge, but it's not like everyone's really used to what's going on yet.
Yeah, I would say probably after a couple months. So it's past like that first panic stage of everyone just, acting like animals trying to kill these zombies.
How about
trying to,
this?
survive.
It's been 9 months, the birth of a new world.
He's good.
All right, cool. So we'll set it at 9 months. Now, let's talk about the base. What kind of base do you guys have? You're in San Francisco. That's the one detail that I needed to have hard-coded because I'm from San Francisco, so I wanted a place where I could really put in a lot of local flavor.
I would say probably a port or something that has one side like as water, because if you have at least one or two sides blocked off, that means you only have to focus on like the front portion or like a side. You don't have to like look all around like 360 around you.
Right.
So,
Are you familiar with San Francisco, actually?
I live like next to the coast, so I actually like live in Huntington Beach, which means I don't know if San Francisco actually has a lot of piers, but I would say like
Well,
the base. On the
It's
pier
funny,
would be
we
pretty
have
good.
Fort Mason, which is exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, it's right on the water, and it's yeah. So there we go. Fort Mason is a possibility. Let's get some other ideas though.
I was wondering how close are we to how close are we to wilderness? How close are we to? Are we really still in the city? Because San Francisco is a major city.
Yeah. So the cool thing about San Francisco is that even though it's a major city, and it's a world-class city, it only has 700,000 people, and it's only 7 by 7 miles. There is a lot of green space. You've got Golden Gate Park, which is 3.5 miles long, which is quite a
Yeah.
bit for a 7 mile city. And then across the Golden Gate Bridge, you've got Marin, which is vineyards and whatnot. So, other than Golden Gate Park, there are really substantial green areas like Presidio Park. All sorts. So you could definitely be in like a more wilderness type area if you want.
Well, do we want to add that? I'm just kind of tossing that out there.
I think given the placement, something like that would make sense, at least for like a supply of wood, like having trees nearby. So I don't think we'd be like smack dab in the middle of like a industrial port area where it's like
Yeah.
concrete and factories and machinery on all sides. I think it would make sense to have like a park nearby, or at least be on the edge of where we have some kind of green.
So one option is I'll tell you guys right now, Golden Gate Park is kind of dangerous, but the other parks, there's also an extension off of Golden Gate Park called the Panhandle, which does have some trees, and it has like lots of Victorian houses around it, and it's really close to the Haight, which is summer of love, hippies, and marijuana and all that good stuff here in San Francisco.
I don't know, from like a very practical standpoint, building on top of or like moving into some place that's already fortified is probably the best option just for like setting things up, because that means that's like a whole stage of preparation that you don't have to do because someone else already did it for you.
And another thing too is that no matter where you are in San Francisco, you're less than 7 miles away. I mean, I've walked across the city, no problem. It'll be a little bit different with zombies all over the place, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I walked through like Chinatown, and the likelihood of getting lost in that place is intense. It's so crowded.
All right, so we've got Fort Mason and park or near a park. Any other ideas?
Yeah.
I heard someone speak.
Well, I really like the idea of also having water nearby, having the bay or the harbor nearby.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at just the Google map, and Fort Mason is interestingly placed for like both practically and for story reasons, because we have basically like the western little walk to the parks, and then right on the water with the docks. Then across the way we have fucking Alcatraz, which is kind of interesting, and then apparently Angel Island State Park beyond that.
Right.
So we have got like two big islands which could hold some interesting story implications and things like that. So I think that would be kind of cool.
I mean, there's nothing to say that you guys aren't actually on one of those islands either.
That's the other thing I was thinking, is being on an island. But I don't know. Well, yeah, that's a possibility. It would make sense for someone to maybe try it.
Yeah, but that would also mean we'd have less supplies, being secluded from everything else.
And those would
Maybe-
also be opportunities for like other enclaves of survivors. So, up to you. Fort Mason looks pretty good though. I mean, you guys are close to historic Lombard Street, and you are a little bit of ways from Golden Gate Park, but not so far. And as you can see, you're close to the Presidio, which has plenty of trees as well.
Also, for the community, is it just us, or do we have like families there, or what's like the size of it?
It's up to you guys, actually. That's what we're establishing.
Ooh, yeah. What is our community like?
So it's been 9 months since the outbreak. Especially with major cities, there's probably lots of chaos. I would say there are most likely other enclaves, but none of you have had contact with the military or any other sort of civil authority in several months, actually.
Yeah, I have to figure out how Robin got from LA up to San Francisco. So it's quite a journey, about 8 hours driving.
Maybe you were on vacation.
Yeah, as for I guess if we're moving on to the more like the makeup of our little group thing, then personally, I think we should probably have a decently sized like community of sorts already built, wherein the parties in the game are basically like away teams. They're sort of the people they send out to get things and do things.
Mhm.
But we have a base of
Yeah.
maybe several dozen people who all live in some kind of communal area, and maybe a few families too. Maybe 9 months. Maybe we've already had our first baby being born. Who knows?
Oh gosh.
But something
Oh,
where
and-
we have people to take care of, basically. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys are putting these ideas, feel free to just like jot them down on the home base sheet.
Yeah, I feel like Robin would have definitely come with family. Probably his parents, maybe like a couple of siblings. He is from a Latino family, so they tend to get really large, as most Asian families also do.
Okay. So we've got a sizable group. Are you guys leaning towards Fort Mason?
Yes, I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll say that it's Fort Mason. Let's talk about so the community itself, the home base, will have a high concept trouble and a survivor aspect, which is like the flip side of a community aspect. So let's talk about the high concept. So it's Fort Mason. What's special about this place that can be summed up in just a few words?
Uh-oh. Other than being, the last bastion of humanity in a wasteland of decay.
I mean, Fort Mason itself, looking at the pictures, it doesn't seem to be a very like extravagant place. It's just very like down to earth, very practical.
So
imagine something like
maybe the
that.
high concept would have something like form over function, or no, function over form.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good with that.
Something like that makes sense. Just kind of that it's more of like a practical attempt, and some people kind of being a little more desperate or extreme or extravagant, like the people we may be seeing trying to settle the islands or something and struggling, whereas we're just kind of like settling our heels in over here where it seems a little bit more stable. I don't know.
You can see rave lights over at Alcatraz.
No.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like we're sort of like a fly on the wall. We go unnoticed a bit, or we have been, and we just kind of
Yeah.
see on the outside people trying to make things happen and not necessarily succeeding.
All right, so maybe one of the adjectives would be like unassuming. Unassuming
Something
fort
along
by the
those
water
lines.
or something like that.
Along those lines.
All right, I'm just going to jot that down just so that we've got something on screen, but obviously this is just, still up to you guys. Unassuming fort on the water. What are some other high concepts? And also with this home base, it doesn't have to just be the physical part of the base. It can also be like the base overall, including the people within it. So it can also include what sort of community that you guys have started to establish. Like, I'm not saying this would be it, but something along the lines of like kumbaya, we all get along. That could be a high concept. You see what I mean?
Yeah, so who would be here in here with us?
Families for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel that once you have families in a place, that definitely like bends it in a certain direction versus other types of enclaves. In other words, you guys aren't like, cannibalistic raiders.
Yeah.
Or I'm assuming that you're not.
Oh, okay. Are we cannibalistic raiders? 'Cause
I would.
don't think so.
I'm thinking
I
no.
I would rather shoot myself than do that.
Okay, that's off the menu. Haha.
Yeah, definitely something that is looking towards like a long-term sort of view. So it's like
Yeah.
maybe you got like a makeshift chapel going on, maybe like a small school for like the kids that might be there. Probably also trying to like maintain and just keep a relatively normal life for the kids inside the actual community.
Yeah.
So
We're mostly
So
family.
if kids were actually like a really big part of, you could totally make that into a high concept, like children are our future or something like that.
That could be something, because again, like the kind of, it says a lot more than just the on the nose thing of children being the focus. It's more that like the group is more forward thinking than just wanting to survive immediately. It's more about resetting up some kind of infrastructure and then creating an actual society instead of just being a more of a safety in numbers kind of thing.
Right. All right, let me jot that idea down. All right. What are some other ideas? You've got a fort on the water, you've got children, you've got families. You're not cannibalistic raiders.
I don't think our group would be super militaristic. Like, we would be very... Like, if we did meet, like, say, raiders or people who are more inclined to, just destroy everything else that they find, I feel like our group would be probably the type to be like, okay, let's just back off here. We're not going to deal with this. Unless it comes to our borders, unless they come to our fort.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, how would we encapsulate that in a high concept? Discretion is the better part of valor? Something like that?
That's a start. I think there's more of a concept of defense rather than retreat or withdrawal.
Yeah. I'm trying to put something together, but like the words just aren't coming together for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we trying to basically get across the feeling of like trying to stay secure through being able to stop problems before they happen, that kind of thing, like keeping problems from happening in the first place. Is that the kind of
I
thing we're
thought it
going?
was the opposite, that when you guys see trouble, you kind of back
Well-
off before it escalates.
I feel like defense is the best offense. It's kind of like the mentality of like, we're not looking for trouble. We're just trying to survive, trying to make a little niche for ourselves out here.
Something like, if you don't want trouble, don't start none, or something like that.
Millions in defense, not 1 penny in tribute. Defense. Yeah, the best defense is the best offense is a good defense. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's the one I had in my head.
Yeah, that's
Okay. That's definitely promising. It's kind of funny because it's so rare that you actually hear that stated, so I'll jot that down. You guys are definitely thinking about the long term. All right, so not to rush you guys. If you want, we can kind of put that aside and go to the trouble and survivor aspect. Maybe those might help with the high concept to narrow it down. What do you guys think?
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so trouble. What is going on that is a problem for your enclave, your home base?
I definitely think the family part is a big liability. It's the fact that, you know, you have people who can't fight. Maybe we have a couple of elderly people as well. Who
We don't have too many people who can fight. Like, we're lacking in defenses.
Dead weight. Ha ha ha.
Mhm.
I think you could probably encapsulate this pretty well. Both that aspect and like the idea that the world isn't quite set yet. It hasn't settled yet after everything that's happened. And there are also a lot of other different groups kind of doing their own thing. And obviously to us, groups are probably going to be the only big threat. I mean, I'm sure maybe an individual or two could do something. But for us, I think for the most part, other than the hordes of the undead, probably the things that are on our radar are going to be other organizations or tribes or things like that that may look at us and say, we want that, or that are fighting each other and may pose future problems. And so this is all kind of like in a mess right now, you know, it's all chaotic. So I think a good trouble, if you want something short and sweet, would be growing pains. So one for the post-apocalyptic world, having growing pains of coming up and getting established, and then also our own little community growing and facing those problems.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Growing pains in a world out of balance.
Also, we have prime real estate right here. The fact that, you know, we have a fort
Yeah.
is... People are going to want that after they realize that we're a civilian group, not a military group or anything that could fend off a huge group if they really wanted this place.
Yeah.
All right, any other ideas?
I guess we should figure out, like, what kind of people are in the community, because there might be, like, smaller factions starting to rise. Like, some families might not get along with other families. People just,
Right.
you know, not
Paranoid.
I think that we can probably leave some of that for when other players actually join in, sort of thing, because, you know, I think that those sort of dynamics will start to form naturally in terms of... Actually, well, no. Finish your idea. Sorry if I cut you off. Go ahead.
Like, for sure, Robin's family, they are technically illegal immigrants, Mexican immigrants, so they don't speak a lot of English. That might actually cause some rifts between
Oh,
you know,
that's a good
them
one.
and
Yeah.
the rest of the community. 'Cause, you know, there are people who shouldn't belong here, and someone who has, you know, more political inclinations towards that side might be like, hey, they might not belong here, let's just kick them out or something like that. So there's a lot of different backgrounds of different like cultural dynamics.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, there would be tiny, there'd be microcosms of many communities just suddenly thrown together.
Ooh, how about this? Melting pot melting down.
Melting pot meltdown, yeah.
Yeah, nuclear reactor. Okay.
Or yeah, melting pot
Yeah.
meltdown. Okay. I like that little
Family.
nod to nuclear power. What do the rest of you guys think?
It's very evocative. It gives a good it gives a good feel.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in America, and America is like the biggest melting pot of the world, essentially.
All
And-
right.
yeah,
So cool. So shall we say that's the trouble?
Let's.
All right, but we
Yeah,
can
let's-
definitely include other parts of like too much dead weight and growing pains into it because you know that's part of the issue that's happening here is that we've got a multicultural group that not everyone's on the same page. All right, cool. So the survivor aspect. This is kind of the way that your community aspect is how your survivor relates to the entire community. This is an aspect of how the community relates to everyone. I know that sounds kind of weird and vague, but I'm trying to... I don't want to throw out too many examples because I don't want to influence you guys, but what do you guys think would be something that's not connected to the high concept or trouble that would still be related to how the community has a relationship with all of you?
I mean, home sweet home might be a good one. This is our
Okay, elaborate on that. What does that mean to the survivors?
I mean, for Robin at least, being in San Francisco, being away from home, this would be having a place to call, like, where you can go home, sleep, and not have to worry about being, eaten the next morning it's somewhere where you can just take a break for a bit and,
Oh,
you know.
how about this? Maybe you guys, one of the places that you first scavenged was like a Bed Bath and Beyond. So you actually have quality beds.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Thinking long term right there. Yeah, that would be nice.
And you know,
I can
actually,
get-
I mean, maybe we actually put the survivor aspect as Bed Bath and Beyond. Like, you guys have a great stock of all the stuff that's available from Bed Bath and Beyond.
All right.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking we would play up the fort concept. The like heavy walls and a high gate or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that then.
Yeah.
How-
I was thinking something
Ah.
kind of along the lines of since this community is made up a lot of people who otherwise don't have too many other options out there, as in with the kids and the elderly and a lot of the families, they really don't have much of an ability to move on from here, and leave and go somewhere else. If this place goes down, they're more than likely going to go down with it.
maybe beggars can't be choosers?
Well, not necessarily. Well, something like that. Something more like this is the last shot. This is, if this doesn't work, nothing is for a lot of these people.
Right.
Something like that. It's the last stop.
Sure. How would we put that into an aspect?
Hmm.
I find naming aspects is like simultaneously one of the funnest parts of Fate, but also one of the hardest ones. So something like beggars can't be choosers, but not as mean.
I
Yeah.
was thinking like stuck between a rock and a hard place, but to be like stuck between the sea and something else.
I don't think it needs to be so negative as like them being stuck there, but more that like because there isn't like the ability to be nomadic or to just move on from here. It's more of a determination kind of thing, where like we have to make this work because it's the last shot we have to really make a
Oh, so
functioning
maybe,
community.
so what you're saying is that people are trying to be more patient with each other than normal, or?
Yeah, I think most of like the family groups specifically, people who don't really want to have to deal with the reality of like striking back out with their children or their elderly, to try to go somewhere else, are like, okay, we really need to make this work because
So-
we have no other options.
I like it, but how do we make an aspect that doesn't contradict melting pot meltdown sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you see what I mean? Because it's like those are kind of like at loggerheads there. Maybe another angle we can take is that the survivor aspect. I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but well, it's something that the community can provide for you. It doesn't have to be physical like Bed Bath and Beyond. It can be mental, psychological. Kind of going back to Mai's idea of there's no place like home.
Well, playing off of both of those, how about like the comforts of home? There was a great push in the beginning to make sure that the area was really livable.
Mhm.
So playing off both Bed Bath and Beyond and Home Sweet Home, comforts of home.
Yeah.
There might be a few too many luxuries, but we're trying to balance that out.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like you walk through the gates and there's kids like just playing in the courtyard. It's a very stark difference between reality outside, where it's just you live, you die, and just inside where it's like things are actually starting to thrive now, and kids are playing instead of being scared all the time.
Right. All right, I like it. Let's come up with a name for that.
A gated community? I don't know.
No, that's actually kind of good because that has two very. I mean, gated community can mean safety, but it can also mean exclusion, and yeah, I like that. Gated community, something like we need an adjective though, like something gated community. Exclusive gated community. But it would also mean that, or it could also mean that you guys seriously vet people, new people, as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't think we necessarily turn away everyone, but it's more that if someone wants to get in, there is a process, an extensive sort of process that's involved in making sure they won't upset any kind of balance or outright mess anything up.
And it's a nice contrast to melting pot meltdown. You've got exclusive gated community, exclusive in the zombie apocalypse, but
Yeah,
You can't get in.
I feel like we would actually like make them like it depends on a lot of factors. It's basically like an interview. Like, how many kids do you have? Like, how many people? Like, what kind of skills do you have? we're in need of like a medic at the moment.
This actually sounds more like a high concept, to be honest.
Getting there, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like we're working towards getting that high concept on this idea.
Yeah, I mean that works with me. Having it does invoke a lot of like negative and also positive aspects of
Yeah.
it.
Exclusive gate community. You've got barbed wire everywhere, and I could definitely see you guys turning ne'er-do-wells. Like, no, you're not fit for this community.
Go away.
It's a very interesting contrast to at least Robin, because Robin lived in the ghettos, and it's always like that dream of living up in the hills in that community, and now he's actually
Oh,
in one of
right,
them.
yeah. And now you get to be the gatekeeper. Like, no, get out of here. You're not fit for this community.
We're just gonna be really weird for him, because that actually goes right against his trouble. 'Cause, he wants to save everyone, but holy shit, we gotta turn people away.
Okay.
Thing to play out.
All right,
least for
so
Robin.
I'm going to move this up to the high concept ideas. So exclusive gated community, you've got security, there's a bit of insularity there, which would make sense because bad things have happened, guys. And yeah, so. And this also, I think another reason why I like this one is that it's both physical and like there's more to it than just physical, you know what I mean? It's also an idea that's double-edged. All right, so what do you guys think? Do we want to go with exclusive gated community?
I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah, I kind of wish we could finesse it one way or another, but yeah, exclusive is a good word.
Yeah, I think it might need a pass for flavor at some point, but I think it gets the point across.
Okay.
The theme of it is fine. Just maybe a different title at some point if we can think of one.
All right, sounds good. So survivor aspect. Do we want to just stick with Bed Bath & Beyond? Like, you guys have amenities, or is that too close to exclusive gated community and you guys think we should have something a little different? Or it could be something like super specific as well. Like,
Well, yeah, so again, what's the exact purpose behind the survivor aspect? It's something that reflects on the characters themselves, right? Not just the plays.
actually, I'm a little open-ended. This is kind of a way to have another aspect that's attached to the community that isn't the high concept of trouble.
Like from the way you described it, I kind of imagine that like our community aspect is our fragment, our little niche, our part in the whole community, and then the survivor aspect of the community is kind of like the I don't know how else to word it, like the racial trait of the community in us because we're a part of it, It's a part of the community.
Oh,
as a whole,
that's a
reflects in all
great
the
way to
members.
put it. Yes, I like that. So, what's something that the community has done that I know? What if you guys? So here's an idea, like you have a steady supply of food, or you have a source of clean water, like something like that, where you guys are more, you guys are generally healthier or more rested than the like roving bands of cannibals.
So we're more like self-sufficient. So imagine being on the water and also having trees nearby, and probably people who have actual mechanical skills.
Oh, you can fish.
Yeah, that's kind of a good question for this, and just in general is like, is our community now more focused on staying alive or more focused on expanding? So are we okay where we are, and our big focus is on becoming bigger,
I
or
would
are we
say
just actually trying to get along?
right at this moment, you're still in survival mode. Like, you guys are stable, but the roving zombie hordes are still a danger, and you've probably had some negative, probably dangerous interactions with other survivors. So, kind of like, I guess what I'm saying is that as we move into the adventure, that's when you guys will start to decide where you're moving. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're kind of just like stockpiling right now. Like we're trying to prepare for the worst in case it comes to the worst, because we're pretty sure it's gonna come one way or another.
So you guys are on the bay. Like one survivor aspect is that something like, I mean, you have fish. So everyone has like dried fish with them.
No.
Oh, that could be like, yeah, double-edged, like, smell like dried fish.
It just knows us the fishing crew.
Yes. Yeah, having fish, having a water purifier, or some sort of setup where we're able to draw from a well or purify our own water.
I like the idea of the water purifier because that's the direction I was heading towards. I was thinking something to do with the water since we're on the bay.
Okay. So maybe you guys have like an experimental water purifier that's been pretty good. Another thing too is that you might have a dew collector because San Francisco has fog, like immense fog, and
I also imagine like the 9 months we've maybe gone like a garden up as well.
Mhm.
Something where we
Yeah,
can like, get
yeah.
food without having to scavenge. So we're starting to grow a little bit more self-sustaining. Looking towards like, in case we have to go in lockdown, we're not going to be, become cannibals and eat each other because we don't have enough food.
Yeah.
We're trying not to be like that.
oh, all our produce is organic.
Yeah, if we have open ground within the walls, yeah.
Here's one. I mean, just well-watered, well-fed as a survivor aspect.
Ooh,
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
fish, fresh vegetables, clean water, yeah. And we still smell like dried fish.
All the time. It doesn't matter.
24/7.
Our soaps are fish.
Oh no, you can make fish soap. It would be fish fat.
Oh dear.
With saponin. No, seriously, that's a thing. Everyone's soap is
Okay.
made from fish fat.
All right.
Fish fat soap. Maybe that's your big trade item. Okay, so we've got our concept. So high concept, exclusive gated community, trouble, melting pot, meltdown, survivor aspect, well watered, well fed, and we can put in parentheses lots of fish. So long and thanks for all the fish. Ha ha ha.
Dry fish smell.
We also have like lots of seafood, so I guess we're eating like kings sometimes. Might get up a lobster or crab once in a while.
Yeah.
Some scallops.
Oh yeah.
Some
Okay.
shark.
So remember those aspects, and if during play you think that something might come up that would invoke those, I am open to it. All right, so we will start into the mission proper. So it is nighttime. The sun has gone down, and you all get a frantic radio message. And it is from scavenger Jordan Walker. And if you guys go over to your journals, you can see the Jordan Walker character. So just for our viewers who sometimes who listen instead of watch, Jordan Walker is a fearless free runner. And so whether it's leaping from one roof to the next or scavenging next to a zombie horde, Jordan is an adrenaline junkie and races into where others feared to tread. Minor detail, he is Korean by birth and American by adoption. And he grew up in Seattle, but went to school at Stanford. And lots of other stuff going on there in his background, but he did end up in San Francisco. All right, so guys, I I got hurt. I need help. What do you guys say?
Is this like open comms or is it like we're just kind of
Yeah.
sitting around a radio right now?
We'll say that yes, someone called you in, and so you're all around the radio. So all of you are there. All of you can communicate with him.
Okay, we're like the four closest people to whoever the radio operator is today.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe one of you is the radio operator usually. Guys,
So,
is anyone there?
Dude, where are you?
Uh, I'm not sure. These guys just started shooting at me. I think they were like military or something.
All right, Miko, what's going on around you? Is there anyone around you at the moment?
No, I'm not sure where I'm at. I got into Golden Gate Park. I lost them, and it's this place. I mean, it kind of like when the sun was setting. It looked like a star destroyer in the middle of the forest or something.
How bad is your wound?
No, I just got shot in the side. I can still run, and I'm not seeing things, man. That's the best way I can describe it. Star destroyer.
The hell is he talking about?
Where was the sun when you saw it going down? To your
I mean,
left,
where the
your
sun
right?
goes down. I mean, I'm in Golden Gate Park.
Okay, just trying to figure out where kind of position you might be in.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, we'll settle up.
I think someone's close by. And the signal cuts. Alright, so it sounds like this might be a lore check. Star Destroyer in the middle of a forest.
Dude.
So, do you think any of you are natives of San Francisco or the Bay Area?
I don't think Greg is, but I know he lives maybe just south of actually living in San Francisco.
Okay. Tell you what, I will say that, yeah, I mean, you would have seen pictures of Golden Gate Park. You've probably been to Golden Gate Park, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
been there a lot.
Then, yeah, absolutely. You can use a fate point to get a +2 or a reroll on a lore check. And I'm going to say this is going to be a lore check for just the... oh, and I was going to say it was 2 difficulty, and you passed. So, give me 1 second.
That'll work.
So when he said Star Destroyer in the middle of the forest, you did think of something, by the way. I forgot to turn over. It's just to demonstrate it's nighttime.
Okay.
So you do remember the D. Young Museum, which many people have described
Yeah.
looking like a Star Destroyer in the middle of Golden Gate Park. So you're pretty convinced that this is where Jordan is right now. But the sun has gone down. Things can get a little dangerous at night with the hordes of undead outside. So what I'm going to do though is, and remember, you guys can always reject these if you want, but I'm going to compel all of you, because all of you have various aspects that would apply where you don't want to wait for daytime. So if you accept the compel, you get an extra fate point, or you can refuse, but still as part of the group you'll need to kind of negotiate that. So I want each of you to kind of RP it out and tell me and talk about the aspect that's being compelled for you. So first up, I'll just Robin.
Alright, so as soon as basically he heard that Jordan was in trouble, Robin is basically just like, man, we gotta go out and get him. We can't leave him outside like this. He's part of our community. We need to bring him back now.
Even though he can be kind of a dick, and he's been known to just like leave people because they can't keep up, and yeah. So, and another thing too is that everyone knows him as fearless, and you could hear the fear in his voice. That's very uncharacteristic of him. So something like he's in a bad place right now. All right, so Greg, what aspect is being compelled for you?
I'm thinking his community aspect. He's a guy who likes people to be, together. Come on, let's pull together. He doesn't like the thought of him out there in the park alone. He doesn't. He never has liked the fact that he always keeps running off. But this isn't. It isn't right. It's part of the community. He should be back here with us.
Right, Ohana means family. All right, Faith, what's going on with you? You've got an aspect that.
Yeah, my trouble aspect's kicking. She knows that if she doesn't help Jordan, it's gonna come and bite her in behind, and she's gonna feel really guilty about not helping him when she had the chance.
All right, and Tuck.
I think this is pretty easy for him. Like, as soon as someone deciphers for him what exactly a Star Destroyer is and where he would find it, he's probably already slipping his knife into his belt, his pistol into a pocket, if we have any holsters in there. But yeah, like for him, he definitely sounds like more of a kind of a brash young kid, I think, is the impression I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably fucked up a bit, but yeah, like as soon as he knows where to go, Tuck's basically heading up the door. Like, someone's got to give the kid a chance.
Okay. So it looks like you guys are all heading out at night. There are going to be some issues with being out at night, obviously. But, yeah, so don't forget to give yourselves an extra fate point. I'm going to just leave it up to you guys to track your fate points. And make sure that you've got your refresh and everything from your items all worked out and all that good stuff. All right, so...
And remember to grab a mag light from the storeroom.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. All right, so here's a map of Golden Gate Park that you guys have. I should have, gussied this up with, blood streaks and all that stuff. But you can see the DeYoung Museum. And so it's not too far from the edge of the park. However, you guys are in Fort Mason, so you've got quite a ways through the dark city streets. Street lights are off. There's not really a lot of power. You see little points of light there are little points of light from other enclaves, but otherwise you're just going by the moon and the stars. So tell me about this. Lead me through. How are you guys getting to the park safely?
So for sure, Robin is putting on his right ear, and also just generally, I think it probably would be best for him to take point.
Okay.
Greg is getting there by following people who know what they're doing.
I'm in the back, watching everyone's back.
All right, so I'm putting Robin to the left. That'll kind of represent the front, and then you guys can arrange yourselves how you feel your party order will be as you go down the street.
Tuck is kind of doing the navigating in part. He's not native to the area, but he does know in general when danger's coming and how to sort of get around what would be obstacles in the way.
Okay.
Be they living or none.
All right, so as you guys leave your exclusive gated community, you see mean streets of San Francisco. Lots of undead. Good thing they don't have very good eyesight.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you notice is that they do tend to, because of the noise that they make, they attract each other. That's why they congregate into hordes, and they tend to stretch along the streets. You do notice that going through alleyways can help.
Oh man, we gotta sneak then.
But the alleyways are, they're dark. Even darker than when you're out on the open streets. So, here we are. There is an alleyway. And this is kind of extrapolate this into your whole trip. But you can see a lot of zombies around. Can you guys see the zombies, by the way?
Yeah.
You should
Yes.
be able to
Yes.
see A through F, and you don't see an E.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put you guys over on the rooftop. That's not where you actually are, but just to put you guys on the map there. And actually, let me move you guys over this way. All right, so you can sneak down an alley, but tell me how you guys are doing that.
Yeah,
So
I think
carefully.
Yeah, he talks all for taking the more clandestine route, but he'd be kind of nudging Robin toward I guess, the nearest entrance and just be like, alley's good. Just take a corner slow. Listen before you move.
Might be best if I stay in the back for this one. If anything.
All right, so actually, before we move into the alley, let's do a check because you guys exited the gated community. I'm going to need stealth checks from everybody in just getting by the hordes in the first place before you can get into this alley. So it is going to be passive difficulty 2. And let's get started.
I rolled the wrong thing, but it's still the same roll,
Okay.
even though I rolled.
So if you get a tie, you succeed at a minor cost.
Yeah.
Robin is not quiet.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
I am wearing right gear, so I have a -1 to my stealth, so it's not quiet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll help very much, but I think I'm going to use a fate point. I'm going to invoke Hell's tour guide because he knows a bit more about how to get through here. So
Okay.
that'll be a 4.
All right. So actually, with Hell's tour guide, well, you used it for yourself, so you've got a 4. So you've succeeded with. I'm blanking out. I want to say triumph, but that's Star Wars.
2 shifts technically.
Yeah, with style, you've succeeded with style. So you've succeeded with style. Robin has failed completely. However, Robin, if you have an aspect that may affect this, you can have a reroll, but it needs to be something. That's why actually I was thinking that Ben was trying to give you a reroll. So
Oh, I
I'll
could do
allow that as well, because remember, you can pass your aspects, or you can use an aspect to affect an ally.
Yeah, I could do that as well.
Yeah,
But-
I was gonna play the fact that he's not being stealthy by more or less causing like a minor distraction because he's very loud. You know, they're gonna look. All the zombies gonna look at him, and while they're doing that, everyone else kind of like books it around the corner.
Okay.
So I was kind of thinking of turning that failure and like trying to make the best out of it.
Well, you can actually succeed with a severe cost or serious cost. It'll cost you, but you can do it that way too.
As long as everyone else gets to safety, and gets out of the way, then yes, I'll probably take that.
All right. So this is going to be the cost. In your stumbling, and you made some noise, but you're like, oh crap. You dropped the bat, and zombies are too close. You've lost the community bat.
Okay. So how far away from from like the actual base are we? Because
Sorry, what was that?
I was just wondering how far away from the actual base we are at the moment.
With Fade, it's kind of like it's amorphous. You're at least 2 zones away. You're away from it.
Okay.
But hordes have already kind of closed in behind you guys. So, I guess what I'm saying is that the cost is that you've lost a bat and you can't just run home to get a new weapon.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, as long as everyone else is already gone, we're just gonna still go after them.
And there are other
Use
things
the
too.
bat later.
Remember, like with the community, that was everybody's bat. So some people are going to be a little bit pissed. Like, what? How did you lose the bat?
Should be lucky we didn't lose a person.
That's true. You know, you might even have someone grumbling, I told you shouldn't give the Mexican the bat. Blah, 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 blah. They like football, not baseball. All right. So, let me start revealing areas. You've made it into the alleyway relatively safely. And who's in the front?
I think if Robin gave it up, then Tuck would be in front,
Okay.
guiding everyone along.
If they're in the alleyway, he'll be at the back then.
All right, go ahead and arrange yourselves that way. All right, so it is almost pitch black here, and I'm going to need a notice check from Tuck. And so, Tuck, due to darkness, this would be a 4. However, I think that you might be able to modify that.
I do have the danger sense stunt that pretty much removes all conditions that may impede notice checks to hear danger and things like that.
All right, so it's only going to be an average notice check for you. Good thing you guys have Tuck.
Oh boy. Good thing until I mess it up. But we'll try it out.
Can't imagine what would happen if we didn't have Tuck.
Okay, well done. So, you see 2 zombies that kind of shamble right in front of you. They don't notice you yet, but they're right there.
He'll throw a hand up behind him, just kind of stop and watch for a bit, kind of get a feel for the flow of this particular mob, see if they're on their way out or if they're kind of lingering or what.
They're actually starting to move towards you. Not like we're attacking, but they're moving in your direction. Boop, boop, boop.
So is it only like, it's just a straight alleyway? There's no left or right path?
Well, there are, but you guys can see the other zombies around you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys are kind of moving around. They're just doing their thing. None of them notice you. And you've got these 2 that are... In others, they're about to see you.
Yeah, I've got to put my back against a wall. I'm
Okay, well, Tuck's gonna like wave back at everyone and start backing up, motioning them to get back around the corner to the street area where there's no zombies, with the idea of letting them kind of, if they're already wandering this way, let them follow, filter out, maybe throw something to the other side of the street where they are, and then move in where they just vacated, and then move through.
Oh, okay, so you're going to try to do some sort of distraction move, like maybe I'll move their token, like you're going to throw something over here to get their attention?
Not necessarily, but like if they're already moving our way, like back up here, hit around the corner until they start
heading
this way out into the street, and then throw something across the street the other way to lure them all the way out.
To also
and then
explain,
head in kind of behind them where they were.
I should have explained this better, but the zombies that you see the tokens of aren't the only zombies. Like, basically all in the black area behind you guys are also zombies. So these are all kind of milling around. They don't notice you yet, but they're potentially there's a potential for them to notice you.
All right. In that case, yeah, if we do know a path through, then we do have these little like kind of side area, these little back alley yard things. We could probably just toss something in one of them to get them to wander that way and skirt around the outside of their path.
And I mean, don't forget 3-dimensional. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, if there's like a fire escape somewhere, we can maybe like get up through into something and then cross the other way.
Yeah, let's see if we can use the rooftops.
All right, so there's not really unfortunately lots of crap has happened in the zombie apocalypse, so all of these houses are in pretty bad shape. You do have some handholds, but there are going to be some checks that you're going to need to actually get up onto the roof. So so that is an option. I'm just telling you guys because you can definitely see that. So climb checks versus letting the zombie move and sneaking by it, lots of different things. Or some people can do one and some people can do the other.
I had I had a suggestion. Not sure if it would work, but what if we had like people helping each other, like boosting them up and like boosting them up, and then grabbing the other person, pulling them up, something
Yeah,
like
we can
that.
try that. Another thing too is that I mean, you guys could also try to attack them and kill them before they made much noise.
Beat them to death with our mag lights.
It's just two zombies. It's not a big
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely like headlock them, and someone just kills them like that. If you really want to just go for them, like take them out.
I mean, I do have the suppressor on my sniper rifle, so I mean, I could shoot them.
You do. And they don't even notice you right now.
Uh, yeah. So are we gonna attack them?
You tell me.
I mean, if there's only two of them, probably could take them out.
All right, I'm gonna move up so I can have a clear shot on one of them. I guess I say I'm gonna take out the left one if you guys can take out the one on the right.
Oh, so the way that zombie mobs work, there's a handout for you that I actually didn't. Oh no, I did.
It's there.
Yeah. So zombie
Yeah.
mobs, they act as one unit. You can take out
Alright.
two in one shot if you get lucky.
All right. All right.
So the way that because they're E2, it means that they're two zombies. Their passive defense is just two.
All right. All right. I'm gonna use my shoot and see if I can do this.
Where's Tuck actually? Let's move people where they're going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if we are gonna go head on with them, Robin's gonna take his place in the front again. So if they're gonna go for anyone, it'll be the biggest target.
So in other words, so
The
you're
guy
going
in
to kind
armor.
of like position yourself, but against a wall, so he's got or she's got a clear shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when they start coming for us, they're gonna see, the guy with the black armor. They're probably gonna go for the most obvious target.
Ben, what about Tuck? Oh, hey Ben, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Hey Ben.
Something happened. Wait.
Okay. Hi.
Hey, yeah, I didn't hear
That
you
was
for a
weird.
bit there.
Yeah, I was saying basically the whole thing that he was kind of already when he spotted them. I guess if we're gonna throw out the idea, because I think maybe just any other plan, but taking them out quickly is probably a little bit too many moving parts to worry about. So yeah, he probably would just be honing in on one of them with his knife, motioning to the other to like take that one at the same time, kind of skirting along the wall, trying to get within reach of one of them.
Okay. So who's attacking first?
I guess we should let Faith try to
I'm
shoot
thinking.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll try to shoot first.
And I'll
Okay.
obviously grapple one or the other.
Woo! That's quite a lot. Total
That's the
shifts
style.
are well over what's needed. You take them out. Describe what happens.
All right. I'm trying to line up the perfect shot, right? Me being the excellent sharpshooter I am. So I see there's like this like piece of like metal sheet that's lined up against against the house near the zombies. So I'm thinking maybe I can have the bullet ricochet off that sheet, and maybe I can have the bullet trajectory hit the headshot one of the zombies, and I have the bullet fly through that zombie and go into the other one, taking them both out simultaneously.
And then maybe the bullet like embeds itself in like soft moss so there's no sound at all.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well done. The zombies are out of the picture. How do you guys proceed?
Same way as before.
Now,
No fanfare. They're just an obstacle. So
down
Tuck will
into
just
the dark.
Yep.
give him a little wary look as he steps over the bodies, making sure they're well and truly disabled before moving on. Again, checking the corners of the alleyways as usual.
Yeah, Robin will be in the back again.
All right. Well done, guys. So, like I said, we're extrapolating this over time. So, you guys have successfully navigated the streets through the alleys, and you have now entered Golden Gate Park. Oops.
Yeah. As we cross toward the park, I think if we have the mag lights out, Tuck would like take a moment before we cross the street to the park proper and look at whoever has the lights and just say, he was shot by somebody. They might be keeping him alive to see who comes to help him. So maybe keep the lights down to see who we're dealing with. Otherwise, it works both ways. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
If we can find a good vantage point, I'll set up there so I can provide you guys with cover.
You guys should see a lot of black screen and a little bit of forest. Is that
Yeah.
the case?
Yes.
All right. So, to the left is where the head of the party would be. And so, tell me how you guys are going to arrange yourselves here.
So the park itself does have a lot of cover.
It does.
Okay.
It's also very dark.
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see in the back.
All right. Go ahead and arrange your tokens.
Tuck's gonna stay in front, maybe perhaps assuming that Jordan probably took a similar path to we did, assuming he went straight from the fort to here. He may not have though. But keeping an eye out on the ground for maybe signs of someone treading through. What is that?
There's an alarm. What the heck is going on? There's an alarm. You can hear zombies.
Is there an alarm?
There's an alarm. What do you guys
There
do?
should
There's an
be
alarm
an
that's like
What-
you can hear growls around you guys now.
What direction is the alarm in?
I need a notice check. It's going to be just notice difficulty 1 because it's so loud. But yeah, and all of you can roll this one.
All right.
Okay, you find it. What do you do to the alarm? It is an alarm clock, and it's got like a little black metallic piece on it that's blinking. Doesn't look like it's a part of the clock.
It's gonna throw it.
Okay,
Very
that
different direction.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest. Throw it in an opposite direction to have the zombie go there.
So right as you throw it, it turns off. And you hear this. All right. So zombies have been attracted by the sound and have moved to close in on you guys.
Again.
And I'm going to leave it up to you guys if some of you are familiar with the ones that have no hands and are screaming. Up to you if you're familiar with them or not.
Oh,
Tuck's been traveling across the country since this started. I guess he may have probably seen several different types of things, if there are different varieties out there.
All right. So all that you're familiar with then would be the screamers, the regular ones, and ones that can actually run. All of these look like slow zombies at the moment, though. Sorry, I'll get their letters in there. Okay, so initiative time. It'll be by notice. If you guys can put your notice stat in your name, that way we'll see easily. And all the zombies are noticed too. All right. Still need notice
There
for
is a-
Greg and Faith.
Yeah. There is a turn order tool somewhere.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yes, a little stopwatch button over there for you, Tommy, on the GM little toolbar on the left.
Right. I so rarely use that because Star Wars Initiative is completely different. So.
Don't make this easy. Group like a box over all the tokens here and just hit Control U. It'll add them all
Whoops.
while you have that thing up.
All right. Control U.
There you go.
All right.
You can all
Cool.
just,
Thank you.
if you want a character, we can put in something for the slot. So just put in 3 here for me.
Oh, I remember the weird thing about it. If anyone else is editing, then it restarts. So give me 1 second while I put the 2s and stuff in there. Make that larger. Okay, go for it. Okay, so between Tuck and Faith, change your number into what's the secondary stat? Refresh my memory. It's notice and then
Physique or will. I think it's physique if it's for a physical encounter, or like a combat situation, basically. And then I believe it's will if you're doing a
let me double check that.
like an argument or some sort like that.
Let's see. And while I'm looking this up, start thinking of what you guys are going to do in this encounter.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. We should maybe not be here much longer. Probably cut our way a vector to get out. Probably deeper into the park.
The thing is that if we do that, then we're gonna draw every single zombie after us.
True.
Well, it depends. I don't know.
Don't forget, though, guys, you guys are tough survivors. I mean, it's don't count yourselves out. I mean, this is kind of dangerous, but at the same time, you've got weapons. One of you has armor, so.
Yeah, and also that guy can sprint really fast, so if anything, if everyone else gets out first, then Robin could just like keep them there and then just sprint after everyone else.
Because I'm thinking we take the screamer out that's over by me, and then we just make our way through the forest.
And then we could probably like pick them off as we go, maybe.
Yeah, like guerrilla tactics.
All right, I did a search and it's not pulling up. I know that I've seen specifically initiative.
Yeah.
Either athletics
See,
or
it's
physique.
notice or empathy, and at the tie is athletics, then physique.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so yeah, just 3 point whatever your athletics is. All right, Faith, you are first up. So remember, you can move one zone as a part of your action, but even if you move a zone, you're going to be pretty close to that screamer. So your sniper rifle isn't as effective.
Right.
But you're still pretty skilled, so.
Yeah, still pretty skilled. Huh. What do I want to do? I think I'm gonna take out. I think I'm gonna take out the other screamer and leave that screamer for Robin.
Oh, that's an idea. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna tell Robin, I'm gonna take out the other screamer if you can take this one out, and then I'm just gonna shoot the screamer that's over there.
All right, so Screamer
On the other
B
side.
has passive difficulty of 2 against ranged.
All right.
Oh, I didn't see the roll. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So the total will be 5 shifts. So took that one out. Good job. The stream got cut off short. Next up.
All right. So this group, I'm assuming, right south. We can't see the name. How many are in that group?
Oh, sorry. A5.
Okay, so that's quite a few. Do we even want to mess with the groups right now? I'm not sure. So what's the difficulty for attacking a group of 5?
Well, so
Is it always the 2 for any mob?
no,
It's just...
for zombie mobs, it's their number.
Okay, so you'd have to succeed with 5 to... Okay,
Yeah.
that's...
It's not active, though. They won't roll against you, but it is a passive difficulty of 5.
Well, yeah, which is still a pretty tall order,
It's
I think, at the moment.
yeah. They're kind of swarming.
So, yeah, I think at this point, we have, like, one side of the box opened. It's probably good to move through that. So, but you said moving is sort of like you can move and do an action, right?
Right.
So so might as well, okay, yeah. We'll fight the flanking ones down here and then start moving through that gap, kind of motioning everyone to keep moving, because that's a good thing to do. You don't want to get stuck in one spot, so
Right.
I'm just going to do a fight roll. Yeah. So weapon 1, so that's 5 shifts, I think.
All
'Cause it
right,
adds
so
the
it's a
1?
tie. Yeah, it's a tie, and you do... Oh, wait, no. It has to be a successful hit, because the weapon shifts, it adds onto a successful hit.
Okay.
So, unless you can invoke something, you miss.
I probably could. And it might be a good idea, too, because in this situation... Yeah, sure, why not? I think they were probably heading toward Greg, given this kind of situation where everything's are lined up. I think Tuck's kind of interposing himself, keeping our little group from getting split by this incoming horde, so he's kind of being a bit of a protective element here, forcing this group back. So, yeah, I'll invoke his the duty of the old.
All right. So that bumps you up to 6 shifts.
Bump it up to 6. Yeah, and then the weapon has 1. So.
All right. So total shifts over its defense is 2, correct? It is now A4.
Yeah. One zombie at a time.
Yep, you took one out. Oh, now it's A4. Okay, A4 is going right for you. It's going to attack with 4 shifts. However, you can actively defend. So I'll roll first.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be...
So we can actually use our own aspect on someone else's turn to like help them, if possible.
Oh, sorry, but also, because I kind of said it, but I didn't want to move because the thing was in the way. But he did do an action and then move.
Oh, okay. So
Further,
it's going to move towards you. It's ignoring Greg.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see. It's a little... I would say, just so that... It would be better if it happened on your turn where you announce it. Do you know what I mean? Because you're still, like, flat-footed at the moment, to borrow Dungeons & Dragons' term. Like, you need a chance to actually act before you can actually help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, boy. So that is 6 shifts of damage. That you can take 3 stress, and then a moderate consequence to wipe it, or just a mild. And well, no, there would still be 1 left. So yeah, you would need to have a moderate to wipe it out.
Okay.
Up to you though.
Yeah, I guess. Seems like the only good option.
Okay. You tell me what happened.
I don't know. He did kind of book it this way. I'm not sure if the result of their attack. I don't know. Probably some kind of flesh wound to like, well, not flesh wound, but like something to the leg, maybe to one arm. I don't know.
All right, they got a
It
good
actually
hit
depends
on
on how they're attacking him.
Right. I mean, I'm open to it. I wouldn't say it's a bite. That would be more like a severe consequence. But
Yeah, maybe he's just bleeding fairly badly.
all right, so they tore into you. So yeah. Where did they get you?
I'd say probably in one leg.
Okay, so let's put moderate consequence right now is hobbled. You can still move, but it's difficult. It's a moderate consequence. It's kind of tough. And you also have, yeah, so let's just make sure. And don't forget to check off your third physical stress box. All right, next up is C3. C3. I'm going to say that, well, they're mindless. They're going for the nearest person. So, Greg, they're coming for you.
Okay.
You can actively
So
defend.
it's just to defend. Yeah, this is just to defend a.
Yeah, they're reaching. They're grasping for you.
And I prefer to run than to stand and fight. So I would like to use athletics to
Yeah, sounds
get
good.
the heck out of dodge. 3 to 3. Okay.
All right, they miss.
That's good enough for me.
Yep. B4.
You know,
Let's
Can
see.
I?
Yep.
And I move around a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Wait until my turn for what I'm actually doing.
So, oh yeah, that would be on your turn. B4 is going to shamble towards Tuck. They're not close enough, but they will be soon. Screamer A is going to scream. So, here goes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry. It's not a scream. All right, so Faith and Robin, I'm going to need both of you to defend with will versus this attack. It is a mental attack against you. Robin passes. Faith, your will.
I don't have it on my skill.
Yeah, Robin just like mutters like they get us smoothly.
Yeah, if you don't have it as
just-
a skill, it's just a 0.
Alright, so just. Alright.
Okay, so unfortunately, that's 4 shifts of mental damage. So how are you going to divvy that up?
I guess I'll take a consequence.
Okay. What type of consequence? So remember, you can check off your 2 mental stress box, and then that'll leave, how many shifts was that total? 2 more. So a mild consequence can get rid of the rest.
Alright.
So I'm going to say that you're frightened. I mean, this is pretty scary. All right, so now it is Greg's turn.
Okay. My intent is to help Tuck move and try and add to the defending over here. It's a defensive withdrawal, some sort of.
Sure, I'll say that if neither of you attack, then you both can add +2 to each other's defense on the next round. So you're just trying to concentrate on defense.
I do, yeah.
Works for me.
I like that.
All right.
Seems like moving is the only idea here.
Robin, you're up.
Okay. So, would it be a zone for me to move over next to the screamer and try to attack it?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you can get to it and attack it.
Okay. Because I do have the sprinter stunt, which means I can move 2 zones without any consequences.
Okay. Oh, you would be able to anyway. You're close enough.
Okay. Because I was thinking of, like, hopefully taking it out and then running back with the rest of the group.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. Well, let's see what actually happens first, though.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna go up to the screamer and basically just try to...
And just roll. Don't subtract anything. Just roll, because this is a melee attack.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use, would it be athletics or fight to, like, basically try to grapple it and, like, more or less, like...
Physique is actually more for grapple,
Okay.
but
use that then.
fight would. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do.
I don't know if it's physically possible to, like, more or less, like, break its neck so that it can't, like, scream anymore. More or less just, like...
That would be fight.
stuff.
I mean, you're
Okay.
you're directly trying to do damage to, like, kill it, basically. So that would be fight.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your roll? Yes. All right. So as you get close, the screamer screams, and this is something straight from State of Decay. It can actually block physical attacks by screaming because it basically locks you down. So it's going to actively defend with its scream. And it does. You are staggered. I'm not going to put like an actual condition on you, but as you try to swing, you completely miss because of that scream coming at you.
Okay. Yeah, missing. He's gonna turn over to Faith and just be like, just go. Get out here. I'll take care of this one.
Oh, so Ben, just to catch you up, screamers can actually defend actively using their screams against melee attacks.
Good to know. All the more reason to run.
Yep.
I don't remember that in State of Decay, but the only reason is because I never really used melee weapons though in the game.
Oh, when you got close to a screamer, they basically paralyzed you with their scream.
Yeah, something new to learn because like I really didn't really use melee weapons in that game.
Yeah, it was always good to just pop them from afar. All right, so we're back at the top. Faith, you're up.
Actually, can I back up since I do have that free zone?
Well, that's the thing. Because you committed to the attack, the screamer has... I mean, you are clutching your ears right now. This was like an ear-piercing scream.
Okay.
You know what, actually, though? Sure. You just can't move as far as you wanted, but you can still move away. You're just kind of staggering away.
Imagine like just a stumbling back.
Yeah. All right.
right.
Faith, new round. And by the way,
All
you
right,
can hear some other zombies in the distance. It looks like the screamers attracted them.
All right. Obviously, hearing that, I'm gonna theorize that the screamer is possibly the biggest threat right now as more zombies are approaching, and even though sniper's not gonna be as accurate as I'm close up, I'm still gonna try to shoot it.
Okay. So, yeah, it's now weapon 1, but just roll the skill, and it'll be against difficulty 2, because it's not
Right.
actively defending against a ranged attack. Wow. Describe what happens. You got a success with style.
All right, so totally ignoring what Robin said and just going. I'm just going to pull up my sniper rifle. Seeing that Robin has the riot shield, I'm gonna say, hold this up for a second, and I'm going to ricochet the bullet off of the riot shield and to hit the zombie in the head.
Okay. The screamer's out. You can still move too if you want.
All right, I'm just gonna. I guess I'm just gonna. Don't wanna, trying to figure out what the best.
Well, you can
action
put yourself in a position where Robin's still the closest to C3, so
True.
they'll go for the closest one to them.
I'm sorry, Rob.
Now that's what Robin,
That's
Robin's
what
the
he's
tank.
for.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move right there.
All right, Tuck.
Well,
We're just gonna move. Everyone knows the plan. Move deeper into the forest. We find a place that's a little less infested, or at least some better ground to deal with them, and then settle in there until we can get everything taken care of. But for now, getting surrounded is not a good idea. So,
You can move
Moving.
2 squares.
okay, so we will move multiple squares. There we go.
All right. So A4, the closest one is Greg.
Yeah, but still, using my ability to run like a chicken, I'm going to keep using athletics to just get the hell out of Dodge there,
Okay.
and take my take that +2 from our last from working together defensively on the last turn there.
Okay. So
For
you still
3 versus 4.
Does anything happen? Do you any aspects that you can call or
Yeah, I'm going to take on my, being half slacker and half survivor high concept, and basically he's played paintball games as far as actually surviving. So,
Right.
But he knows how to duck and he dodge and weave.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a fate point and invoke that.
All right. How are you going to do the invoke? +2 or to reroll?
Oh, to let's see.
What is your actual
That's a-
final shift count? Because I don't know if there are other modifiers going into that one.
Well, there's the 1. There's the +2 from acting defensively in the last turn.
Oh, so then you would have.
So that's a 3.
Yeah, so you would have 5 with just the +2. So you would succeed with a minor cost, or you can take the risk and reroll.
One +2 +2, 5.
So do you want to take the tie? So success with minor consequence.
5 isn't a tie. 5 beats a 4.
Oh no, I rolled a 5.
I thought their defense was. Oh, that's right. We're freaking in combat. I'm sorry. Yes, of course. I'll take the minor. I'll take the minor cost.
Okay. What minor cost occurred?
Oh crap! I can't think of anything serious. I'm just thinking of ridiculous things.
Well,
Like
I'm
I
open
dropped
to
my
ridiculous.
Snickers bar or
What's
something. Minor cost at a minor cost. Okay, now. How about I've pushed my way through into the underbrush, and now I have no idea where anybody else is.
okay? Sure.
In kind of a panic.
Yes, you have stumbled into the underbrush. All right. C3 can't see you anymore, so it's going for Robin. All right, so here is C3's attack.
okay. And I can defend using fight or athletics.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my athletics. Minus. Okay. I have to roll it separately because I do have a -1 to athletics at the moment.
All right, so it's a tie. You succeed with a minor consequence, or not consequence, sorry, with a minor cost. So what happened?
Hmm. So how many of them are there? There's three
There's
of them.
Yeah.
Uh, if anything, I imagine like maybe one of them more or less just like threw itself on top of me. So it's like I just see this zombie. I can't. It's like they're more or less just piling up top. So it would be difficult for me to try to run without dealing with them first.
So why don't we say that you're actually grappled right now?
Okay, that's fine with me.
All right. They haven't hurt you, but they're grappling you at the moment.
Okay.
All right, B4. Brains. Trying to move towards Tuck. Or actually, let's see. Well, A4 is in the way, so yeah, they're going to shamble towards Tuck. All right. Screamers are all dead. Good job, Faith. Greg, you're up. I'm going to say that you're going to need a notice or investigate check to kind of get your bearings. And it'll be kind of difficult because it's dark and you're in the brush, so I'll say it's a 3 difficulty.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. That's a... Okay.
You have succeeded with a minor cost. Do you want to say that maybe you got some brambles and 1 stress box is ticked off?
Yeah, I will take the stress.
All right, so you now have your bearings.
I now have an idea of where everybody is.
Mm-hmm. And you can move. I'll give you that.
Okay. I'm going to try and stick with the plan of staying with Tuck to so that he doesn't have to hobble around on one leg.
Good. Oh, by the way, does anyone have a hard stop at 7:30? I know I said that was the time, but we probably have enough to go to 8 o'clock tonight, if that's okay. My time. 45 minutes more.
I'd call it a soft stop, but yeah.
Okay. There's not too much more after this, so we'll definitely end by 8 o'clock Pacific. All right. Next up is Robin.
Okay.
You are grappled, so I'm going to say that to break the grapple, it'll be kind of like break, grapple, and attack, but you have to use physique for this.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm really good at physique.
All right, roar, muscle time. So it's just against 3 difficulty. You succeed. You break the grapple, and you do 1 shift of damage. So one of them is I'm going to name them 2.5, so they still round up, but you've almost got 1 down.
Okay. Yeah, I just imagine if all 3 are kind of hanging on me, I'm just gonna more or less bulldoze right into the brush, so kind of like pushing them down so that I'm trying to clear a path of some sort for Faith, so that, you know, all the zombies gonna congregate on me, so she can join the others first.
All right. We are in another exchange. Faith, you're up.
All right. Before I decide what to do, I have a question. So, is B4 or A4, is any of those zombies under like a tree branch?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna attempt to like shoot through like the tree branch and have it like land on them.
Okay. So the way that this would work would be, it sounds like you're trying to create an advantage. What are you trying to do with the tree? If it's a direct attack, it's more like you can go ahead and just use your shoot, and then we can flavor it. But if you're trying to actually block their path, that would be create an advantage. I'm
trying to eliminate some of them while blocking the path off from Tuck and Greg.
Okay. So let's say this. We'll take 1 damage away from a successful strike and apply that situation aspect.
All right.
So Because they're all shifting and moving around, though, their defense is equal to their number. So 4.
All right. Do I want to use a stun?
Whenever there's a question, the answer is always, what is the most dramatic?
I'm gonna use call shot.
Okay, describe that for me.
I'm gonna like try to like call like the shot on like the branch. in a
Oh, I
way
meant
to,
like read out what the actual stunt does.
Oh, all right. Hang on a second. Sorry, I'm back. Someone was asking me a question. It says, spend a fate point and declare a specific condition to inflict on a target, like shot in the head. If you succeed, you place that as a situation aspect on them.
Oh, okay. I'll say that you can do full damage then with a situation aspect. So.
All right. All right. Using fate point and then rolling.
Wow. That's 9 shifts of damage. That means that, which one are you taking out, by the way?
I'm gonna take out B4, seeing that they're a closer target to them.
All right, describe what happens. There's a branch flying at them, falling on them.
All right, so I see this branch. It looks like it's somewhat damaged. So I take my shot, and the bullet goes flying. It hits the branch at a way to where the branch falls, and it falls on the zombies, and like it impales one of them. So like it falls, and as it's falling, it impales like one of them onto it.
Okay. Nice work. Gosh, Faith is really putting in work today.
Yeah.
All right, Tuck, you're up. Oh, and Faith, did you want to move or stay there?
I'm gonna. Do I want to move? Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna move over to the right one. Just gonna move over to the right.
You could hear zombies coming from that direction, just to let you know.
In that case-
Also, on my turn, would I have been able to like move over a little bit to the left because of the fact that I was trying to push them away?
Sure.
Okay.
this is difficult. Now I don't know. Like, I guess I guess I'm just gonna follow Rob. I'm just gonna,
Okay. Sounds good. Tuck, you're up.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep moving along with Greg until we find a place that looks good to stop and wait for the others to catch up. It'd have to be a pretty good spot though. Otherwise, as long as it's clear, we're gonna keep moving.
All right. A4. Gosh, it looks like Robin is closest now, so A4 is going to go for Robin. Here goes.
Alright. So athletics. So can I just roll my physique? Because my physique's actually 3, so I don't have to like keep on putting in. So my athletics is 4, but I have -1 to that, so it would be 3 anyways.
Oh, you can also do roll 40F plus whatever.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
All right, so they're going to do 2 shifts of damage to you,
Okay.
which only equals 1 though because of your riot armor.
Yep.
Do you want to just take the hit?
Yeah, I'll stick the shit. That doesn't matter to me.
All right, check off that stress box, and then we have Greg.
Okay, I pushed my way out of the bushes. I found Tuck, and we're moving along. But now, glancing back over my shoulder,
You are splitting up a bit.
yeah. And if there's anything I've learned from years of playing D&D, you don't split up the party. This is where he gets most of his knowledge of how to survive from. D&D and
Oh god.
massively multiplayer online, whichever's.
Awesome. So you're gonna head back.
So,
He was a beta tester for SAO.
the Kickstarter, yeah. Damn, I don't have anything I can shoot at them.
Can Robin
Okay,
see him
yeah.
kind of like wavering? Because he's gonna seem to yell like, just stay there! Stay with Tuck!
Sure. If you want to, yell loud enough.
Yeah, that's what he'll... Well... So, yeah, Robin looks fine. I mean, hey,
What,
he
yeah.
has 7 zombies on him, but hey, it's a normal day.
What I'll do is move between...
Well, tell you what. If you move closer to A4, I'll compel your aspect and give you a fate point. You don't have to accept it though. It's fine.
My yeah, let's keep the community, my community aspect.
Right.
Like, dang, I can't leave them behind.
All right. Yeah. Take a fate point.
I will take that.
All right. Next up is Robin.
Okay. Since I'll go up to C 2.5.
All right. So yeah, the defense is 3.
Okay. Oh
boy.
man. Yeah.
Do you want to use an aspect or invoke an aspect to reroll?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So basically, seeing Faith kind of like trying to basically use him as a mate shield, I'm gonna invoke my community aspect of "Don't worry, I'll be there for you."
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll because I don't know how much worse I can go with this.
Alright, so they still hit you, but only for 1 shift of damage. You already have 1 stress box taken, though, so it has to go to the next stress box.
Oh, this is with the modifiers and everything. Because my fight is actually
So, what's the end result?
2. So basically, I put in all the other modifiers because my fight is +2, but then you said
Oh,
the
you
defense
take
is
no
3.
damage. The armor soaked the 1
Yeah.
damage. You're fine. Good job. Good thing that you had that right, Gear. Alright, Faith, you're up.
Which group? 2.5 or A4? You know what? I'm gonna try my luck with A4.
Alright, you are within 1 zone, so it's going to be 1 weapon, or weapon 1.
All right.
You've been killing with these rolls anyway, though, so...
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh, had to happen.
Yep. You miss unless you do something about that. Do you have enough fate points to reroll, or?
I have 1 fate point left. The question is, do I want to use it? Yeah. I'm gonna use a fate point to reroll that.
Oh no.
Ha!
Oh no.
Well, my luck has just.
You missed
Gotten worse.
A4. They're shifting and moving around too much. Next up is Tuck.
All right. So is one little square here 1 zone?
No, it's more like 2 of them are 1 zone.
Okay. I'm trying to count them here. Then that's like 2, so that's 1. Okay. Well, there's a bit of a roadblock in the way, and I guess at this point we probably need some help extricating ourselves, or at least some of us do. So Tuck is going to kind of glance back, realize that the group has kind of gotten stopped up, and Greg's going back to help. So he's going to shift back one zone or whatever that probably brings him within 2 of these.
Sure. Yeah.
He's going to square up to start. I don't know about 4 or 2.5. I think 4 is probably the more like the blocking force here.
Okay.
I think no matter what. So I'm probably just going to shoot for 4, and then
It is harder to hit them though, so up to you though. They're just milling around and causing chaos.
yeah, they're probably the one we want to get out of the way. So we'll go for
Okay.
that. All right. So we're going to fire for 4. But we're going to have to move, everyone, right now as soon as these guys go down. And awful roll. That's all right.
So miss, or are you going
Yeah.
to invoke?
I have no more fate points. So.
All right. There is a loud noise aspect that you can hear movement all around you guys. A little ways off, but yeah, that shot alerted things.
Face palms.
If you compel it, right? Are you going to compel it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I face palm.
So actually, yeah, you get a fate point back, Tuck.
Yep.
Okay. A4 is going to go for Robin again.
Also on my turn, was that? I think that was me attacking 2.5, not 2.5 attacking me. So would I have actually invoked any damage on it? Any shifts?
Oh, do we? I think we may have skipped a turn.
Yeah, I think it's my turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll keep that roll, but you have an attack now.
Okay. I thought because the fight was me just basically like trying to
Right. Yeah.
smash
Yep.
this
You've got to
thing
go.
down. So I did roll 2 after invoking by aspect. I believe
Who were you attacking?
2.5. I was just trying to basically go after the weaker.
Okay. How many total shifts?
Sorry, how do we like calculate shifts again?
Well, so their defense is 3,
Okay.
and then just subtract 3 from whatever your total was.
Which I did 2.
Oh, so then you missed.
No.
What's your total fight result overall without subtracting anything from them?
Which would be 5.
Okay, so you did a total of 2 shifts of damage.
Okay.
So they're down to 1.5 now.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. Sorry, I just had to clarify that because I thought that was on my turn attacking them, but apparently, yeah, I think something got mixed up there.
Oh, yeah, no worries. So now we're back over to A4, correct?
Yes.
All right, so they rolled a
Yes.
2, and you can defend now.
Okay.
Ooh, all right. They did not touch you. C 1.5 is going for you as well, so that'll be a 2. Uh-oh.
Okay. That's fine. I can take a couple of hits.
4 shifts. They succeeded with style.
Damn. Okay.
All right, so did you want to take that result?
I only have 1 fate point. I need that fate point just in case things go really badly, but
All right, makes sense. All right, so that's 4 shifts of damage minus your armor, so 3 shifts of damage.
okay.
And they did
So-
succeed with style, so I'm going to say that they knocked you down. So you're going to have to take a move action to just get up.
Okay. Which is fine with me. So I do take 3 shifts. And then also, okay. So I take 3, which I can also take a mild and just take. No, I can't. I have to take that 3. Yeah, okay, I'll find that. I'll take that 3 then.
Okay. Next up is Greg.
Coming through. Okay, I hear a gunshot over my shoulder, which is probably one of the first times in my life I've actually heard a gunshot that close. Although in these past few months, I guess. Yeah, maybe not.
Alright, you did run back. Are you going to attack A4?
I'm going to move in, yeah,
Alright, defense 4.
and actually try to smack one of them with the guitar neck I've been carrying. Whoosh!
Did not happen.
That is a no. Well, yeah.
Alright, next up is Robin.
I'll use one of my movements to stand up. Just kind of like up from this mass of zombies, and I will. I believe in Faith. She can take out A4. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish off C1.5. So we can. We'll have
Okay,
anything on our
defense
tails.
2. Brains.
Ooh, so that's -1.
Yep, you would miss unless you can affect that roll. Or choose to affect it.
It's fine. I guess I'm still kind of disoriented with the fact that I have a lot of zombies just on top of me. So
Yep.
she can take them out.
Alright, Faith, you're up.
Alright, time for redemption. Going for A4 again.
Alright.
Oh.
You're gonna miss unless you can affect it.
Can I affect it? I don't think I can. Nope.
Well, I could invoke. Well, could I invoke one of Faith's aspects with a faith point? With fate point?
Tell me what you're trying to do. What are you going for?
Oh crap! It just occurred to me. Of course, if I want to, try and encourage people to fight and move, then I'm going to be shouting in the middle of the
Yes.
pitch black zombie forest. Ah, crap. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what I can do here. But I suppose, just for sake of example, I could invoke something. No, I don't know what to do.
Okay. You're frozen with indecision as the zombies swarm over your allies.
Sad but true.
Alright, so Tuck, you're up.
Alright, they're still pinned in. We need to get them out of there. So it's going to be continuing to help with A4.
Alright,
Firing
whoa,
off
just
full
shoot
gun.
him! Alright, well, you succeed with a minor cost.
I'm actually, let's see here.
You're guaranteed
Yeah.
to take one out.
No, we need to get out. I'm just going to invoke my Hell's Tour Guide. We need to make this a smooth trip if we're going to do this for an emergency. So
Alright. So you're taking 2 down then?
that'll make it. So if it's a hit, the weapon would have brought it to 2 more shifts, right, off of the base thing. And then, well, I guess, no, the base would be +6. So 2 shifts automatically, then 2 more from the weapon. So technically 4 shifts on the hit.
Yeah, so you'll take out 2. They have 1 stress, so they need 2 hits to take them down.
Yep.
Alright.
It's just lining it up
2
very
fall over. More
efficiently.
noises in the distance.
I need to compel it again.
No, actually, just for
Okay.
flavor. The ones that you heard earlier. So it is A2's go, and it's going to go for Robin again.
Okay.
Not as strong as they were. That would have been a 4, but Tuck blocked him. All right, safe. C1.5 is going to go. against Robin as well. Alright, it's going to be 2 shifts of damage unless you affect that roll.
I'm
shift
gonna
over.
go ahead and take a mild consequence,
Okay.
but I'm also going to use my toughest nail stunt. So basically, at a cost of 1 fate point, I can reduce. Basically, I can just take out a mild consequence.
Okay. Doesn't that become a moderate later, though?
No, I have hard boiled, which makes that become a moderate. But toughest nails is basically you spend a fate point and you don't take a mild consequence,
Okay.
or you can
Alright.
reduce moderate to mild.
Sounds good. Yeah, Robin's just like, what you got? Alright, next up is Greg.
And I'm going to try and wade into A2 again.
Alright, they're easier this time, though.
Yep.
You miss.
I'm spending the fate point
Alright, what are you doing with
on
that? Describe it.
my brother trained me better than this. Damn it. Hell, he did worse to me when he was just screwing around.
Alright.
Whoops, not that way. There we go. Bring it up to 3.
Alright, so they're at 0.5 now.
Smack him with the guitar neck.
Nice job. Next up is Robin.
I guess we might as well take out that 0.5.
Alright, so 1 difficulty. Alright, succeed at a minor cost.
No, actually, I took off that -1 already. So this is the net. So it's I have 2 for fight, and then you said there's 1 difficulty. So
What's the end result?
1.
Alright. Take them out. So you're saying you already applied the -1s?
Yes.
Got it, okay. Alright, well done. A5 is out of the way.
Bash myself. I'm gonna start moving. Just, I'll get in front between Greg and 1.5.
Okay. So Faith, you're up.
Alright. You know, I'm just gonna see if I can take out at least 1.5.
Alright, difficulty 2. Alright, so that would be 1 plus your weapon, which is 1, so it's 2 shifts of damage. So you take out 1, it's C 0.5. Alright, Tuck is up. Oh, you can move, sorry.
Alright, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
by this
move.
point, Robinson's like, just go, go, go. He'll take care of that 1.5, or like 0.5,
Right.
whatever it is.
Move over there.
Yeah. Tuck's not firing any more rounds. He's holding where he is, keeping an eye out
Alright.
for things, motioning everyone through, checking where, if there's anything ahead of us, where it might be coming from, and basically finding a way deeper in that's a bit safer than this.
Alright, since Faith, you did draw their attention, they are going to swipe at you. You can actively defend it, so. Wow! I'll say that you can get some more movement if you want from that, too.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here.
Alright, Greg, you're up.
Okay, it probably isn't going to mean much, but again,
1 difficulty.
guitar neck to C. Thud.
Well, no, you succeed with a minor cost.
Okay.
So what's the minor cost?
I now have the guitar neck stuck in the entrails of this.
Oh, I have an
thing.
idea. So as you swipe this one, yes, you do get stuck, but there's another zombie that has been all the screaming and shooting, and one of them has grabbed onto your leg. So I'm going to bring this guy back. This is a new
Oh,
zombie.
crap.
There's a zombie hanging on. It hasn't damaged you, but it's on your foot.
I've got one of those half a zombies, crawling along with no legs.
Some crawlers, as we
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Robin, you're up.
Okay. It's just hanging on his leg. I'm gonna stomp on it.
Okay.
Bust his head up. So it would be a fight as well?
Yes.
Okay. So do you want me to apply the defense before I roll, or just...
Actually,
roll
don't.
and have-
Just so
Okay.
we'll be consistent, because since we go from active to passive all the time, it's easier if you don't.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you succeed.
Alright, just stomp on that zombie's head.
All right, you guys are in the clear. You can hear some more movement, but you can also see the Tower of the Star Destroyer, aka the Young Museum. And it looks like some zombies were attracted to the sound, but they're going to where you guys aren't. I'm just collecting you guys so I can move you all at once.
Yeah, that's kind of why Tuck's motioning everyone along. Like, they're coming toward the shots. If we're not there when they get here, no problem. Just keep going. It's a little bit thinner. Definitely tell whoever caught Jordan, they've been around.
All right, so it's all dark right now. You should see a doorway. Do you guys see a doorway?
Yes.
Yep.
It's like a loading
dock.
ramp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
For the Star Destroyer.
who's going in first?
But we'll keep an ear and eye out for danger as
Okay.
he drags his way in.
Yeah, Robin's gonna stop him before he goes in first. Like, just let me, in case there might be something else we're not expecting inside. I'll take the hit.
Yeah, because we got to remember Jordan was shot, and somebody put that booby-trapped alarm clock out there.
And you're injured too, so don't hurt yourself, old man.
And I've got this arm left on my leg, just
But
death grip
But
on
aren't-
my leg.
but aren't you injured as well?
He kind of just like spreads down like, I'm in armor.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
we
seen
need
worse in
someone who can be
training.
careful. It's good to be prepared, but don't go assuming you'll be tripping every trap.
All right, so I'm going to tell you guys right now, the person in front's going to be doing the notice checks, so...
Yeah, which is why Tuck wants to go in front.
Tuck has like a shitty leg, so I don't... I mean,
Robin can't see for shit.
I don't know. I don't know if we can go in like 2 file order.
I'll say you guys can go side by side, sure.
Assuming he's like holding or like kind of has an arm around Tuck,
Right.
keeping him up.
Okay, sure. All right, so you guys can hear movement. It looks like there are zombies in here, but it doesn't sound like many, just a little bit of movement. So, Tuck, give me, it's just an average since you've got your danger sense. Average notice. I'm just gonna
Okay.
move you over.
A notice.
All right, so there are none directly in front of you, and some of the noise, it sounds like they're on a higher floor, so it looks like you've got some leeway here.
And he'll relate that in some kind of crude series of hand signals, just kind of nodding forward with a little okay, but then thumbing up with a rough number, like 2 or 3 fingers held up.
All right, I'm going to need another notice check, same difficulty.
Okay.
Okay, you succeed with minor cost unless you change that result.
Same as average, right? So just an average 1.
Oh, I meant 2 difficulty. Sorry if I'm mixing some Star Wars terms. I meant for 2 difficulty. It would be 4, but you've got your danger sense.
All right. Well, no, I don't have any fate points, so nothing I can do personally.
I'm out too, even though I'm holding him up.
All right. So minor cost.
Keep in mind that ties can also be just a lesser version of success.
Well,
Not
yeah,
always
that's what
cost.
I mean. Like you succeed with a minor cost on ties.
Well, no, it can be success with a cost or just a lesser version of normal success for a tie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Sure. I'll say this. You notice some noise. You don't attract any attention, but you'll need one more roll, whereas that roll would have just. Yeah. So give me another roll as you move forward.
Right. So basically, assuming like, so he hears something that doesn't quite sound like the norm, like zombies.
Mhm.
So maybe it's like an investigation instead. So he's looking around now for like clues as to what this noise might be instead of knowing exactly what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Just trying to mix it up a bit. Okay, I'll just do an investigate then.
Ooh. You succeeded with style. You think you hear Jordan.
Is he on the same floor?
Looks like it.
All right. He'll kind of glance back again. Not sure how to relate that he found the right one, but he'll just do like a thumbs up. Just nodding to everyone and motioning ahead to where he hears him with like a hand up to be careful.
You actually see Jordan. It's like, oh my god, guys! I was
He's
hoping
gonna
it
put
was
his
you.
finger to his lips.
Oh, sorry.
Just to make sure we're all close first, and then kind of motion everyone else to keep an eye out down like the different hallways and doors to make sure there's nothing lingering. It's gonna sneak up while we're getting up to speed.
Yeah, I got our backs watched.
Okay. So Jordan's just like, let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go.
Can you walk?
Yes. I got shot on the side, and he shows it's just a grazing wound. Nothing too bad. There's some blood, but it's not too bad. He's just more freaked out that military people shot at him. Or what
Any sign of who shot you? You know where they are?
No. I lost them. I don't even know if they. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Did they say anything to you?
We'll talk about it when we get back to base.
That's
well,
weird.
I mean, they just shot at me, man.
Come on, let's
And
get out of
you're
here
sure they were military?
They were packing some serious heat. They had sniper rifles like you.
Well, this complicates things.
Come on, let's get back first before we get lost out here.
Yes, let's
ambush.
get back. We can talk about it there.
All right. So, as you guys exit the museum,
And okay.
All right.
so you can't actually see them, but you guys have sniper beads on you, and there are zombies that aren't too close. They don't notice you yet, but all of a sudden, one of your walkie-talkies comes to life and says, "Drop what you stole, and maybe we'll let you out alive."
Tuck's just gonna glance back at you and take
I'm
something.
gonna.
Dude. Seriously?
What? No, the guy was dead. The guy was dead, and then these guys showed up and started shooting at me.
Dude.
What'd you take?
Jordan, what did you take?
So he's like, there was like barely anything.
Jordan, what did you take?
Dude.
So he pulls out a knife. Oh, can you guys see the knife?
I can't see the knife.
No.
No.
Oh, sorry.
There's a knife. Shit!
That might have some significance to somebody.
You
Well-
can't be serious.
All
No,
right.
look at this. This
Explain
is
the
the same.
significance, yeah.
Look, Tuck, the knife I loaned you. It looks exactly like this one.
It's just a knife.
Because these are the two. Well, okay. If we didn't go through that, then never mind. But this is my brother's.
How do you know?
My brother.
Jordan's like, what do you mean? How do you know it's your brother's?
The carved antler, hilt, and the maker's mark.
Maker's mark. I can barely
You can
read
see it
that.
right here. You can see it right here, right next to the guard, the MDQ.
What?
Look, important to you or not, not worth
Oh.
getting shot over. Especially not right now.
Maybe I can talk it out with these guys.
So
Not when they're
actually, at
Christian.
that moment, all of a sudden there's some commotion, and then a new voice comes onto the walkie-talkie. Faith? Faith, is that you?
I I answer the radio and I'm like, yeah, it's me.
All right, then all of a sudden you hear, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit!
What's going on?
I wonder what happened.
All right, you hear gunshots. The zombies turn towards the noise. You guys heard something you've never heard before over the walkie-talkie. What do you guys do?
Are the
The
sniper
The
beats
sniper
still
beads
off?
are off of you.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up Jordan and we're gonna run, basically.
I feel like I feel like one of my I feel like my troubled concept is compelling me right now.
Okay. Take a fate point.
It-
What do you do with that? How are you being compelled?
My overwhelming guilt that it's my fault they died.
Okay. So you heard somebody and you heard them I'm going to tell you right now, you heard them get ripped apart. What did the rest of you guys
I'm like-
do? Oh, and Jordan can walk on his own, by the way. But,
No, I'm just picking up so he doesn't run anywhere else, basically.
Oh,
He doesn't get into any more trouble.
I'm just like,
all right, looks like you guys are going to have to do something about Faith, because otherwise Faith is going to stay here. And the Horde doesn't notice you. They're moving towards that sound, but that may not be. And also, you have to just attack these guys. So, what do you do?
Okay.
Just Faith, we got to get into the shadows.
It sounds like you're going to have to it's going to be a challenge. One of you guys is going to have to convince Faith. So it's going to have to be some sort of like provoke or will or something, or maybe empathy against Faith's will.
Okay.
Or it can be physical, and
Kinda
Robin's
like
just like, go, come here, let's go.
Well, if Jordan doesn't look like he's gonna go anywhere, he's gonna.
Oh, Jordan just wants to run. He's like, what the fuck?
Basically, okay, he'll put him down. Just go get back to base, and then Robin will turn over to Faith, kind of like grab her by the shoulders, be like, "You don't snap out of it. We stay here. We all die. Come back for them."
Or are you going to physically try to move her?
If she doesn't seem like she wants to move, yeah, I'm just gonna pick her up and we're gonna go.
Do we already know each other's aspects? Do we
Yeah.
already know which buttons to push?
I would say sure. Yeah, you guys have been around for 9 months, so.
Because I would like to try and use probably rapport to talk her down.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that before things get physical. It sounds like your group would try to do things that way before they get physical, right?
Yeah. For creep.
All right. Well, actually,
Son of a-
Faith has to roll the will. I mean, it may be worse. So, Faith, roll your will.
Okay.
right.
All right, Faith.
I invoke my community aspect.
Ooh. Okay.
You know, I'm this is part of my job, part of my reason for being anywhere is to keep people together, is to keep us, together and moving in this case in a very specific direction. So I'm going to invoke my community aspect and at least beat her will by 1.
Okay. Faith, you can try to contest that on yourself, but you don't have to.
And flat out say, the Faith, this is not your fault. This is not your fight. This isn't them.
But I knew them.
This is us. Come on.
Fine. Let's go.
All right. Jordan is running. he's already
Yes.
like, gotta go. All right. So, who has the knife? Did you grab it from Jordan?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Actually, yeah. Who has the knife right now?
Would he have dropped
Jordan.
it? Or...
I would have grabbed for it if there was any opportunity.
Oh, you can absolutely say that if you want to hold it.
I'd like to hold on to the knife then.
All right. A sniper beat swings over and you hear someone shout and says, "No! Don't let him have it!" And you were being shot at.
Can I compel my "don't worry, I'll be there for you" community aspect? Like throw myself in front of the sniper bead?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, you're suggesting a compel, and I'll accept the compel. And yes, you get a fate point, and you can interpose yourself.
Okay.
So remember, though, this means that you can't actively defend. There's actually a specific example in Fate Core. When you do this, they're just shooting, like, boop. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
all right, it's going to be an average check, and here it goes.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. So
Oh.
it does succeed, and it's a weapon 3 at that distance. So that's 4 shifts of damage.
4 shifts of damage. I'm. Oh god, I can't use my toughest nails thing again. I'll take that 4.
All right. How are you going to divvy it up?
I have a 4 because my physique is really good.
Nice! Oh, yeah, you're all tough. Okay.
Yeah, I have 4 physical and also 4 mental, so I'm pretty good with 7 hits.
All right. Well done. So you hear more screams and
We gotta go now.
Yeah, now is the time. Now
I
is the
just imagine
time.
I bear hugged Greg. I'm just like, go!
Whoa.
Let me up there.
I'm okay.
another
I'm like, I
sniper
bear hug
busts
you,
dust.
so that.
Dude.
All right. So yeah, you guys escaped the park. All that noise has distracted zombies from you. So wait, where'd you guys go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. So we have reached the end of the adventure. A walk in the park. So, whoever's
Dude.
able to stay for a little bit, we can wrap things up with a little bit of RP, but before anyone goes, you did reach a minor milestone. So, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Let's RP. How do you guys react to all this?
So also,
Yeah, it's-
for technical clarifications, if we get like stress, does that go away after we take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Robin's looking pretty winded, but as we get into the community, he's kind of just checks over everyone. Is anyone hurt? Besides the injuries we got.
Yep. I'm just kind of like howling in
Yeah.
nearest cot.
George's just shaking his head. What the hell was that thing? I've never heard a zombie like that. What the hell, man?
I don't know, but my friend.
Why did they care about some stupid knife?
Jordan, what did the guy look like? You said he was dead. What did he look like?
What color
For
hair
instance,
does your
did he
brother
look
have?
like me?
Yeah. So what
We're
color
not
hair?
twins, but we do look alike.
So he had blonde hair.
Yeah, he's this dirty dishwater blonde kind of thing.
All right. He had jet black hair, man. He was dead. He was another soldier. He was. I scavenged from him. That's what we're supposed to do, right? But he had this knife, so I took it.
Damn.
So not your brother.
I gotta go back. I've got to go back there.
But the thing, it killed.
Damn.
It wasn't at the park though. They chased me into the park, and
Where were you?
he moves over to the map that you guys have, conveniently, like over by the radio station, and he points to, kind of close to Park Presidio. Oh, you guys wouldn't know where that is. Kind of off to the west of Fort Mason, and closer to the park.
For the short term, what we should do is get some rest. Maybe tomorrow we'll go out there and figure out what's going on. Faithful, check into your friends. Maybe there's something left. Maybe we'll find one of them.
Some friends, they shot at me. They didn't even ask me to explain. I mean, so what? I took a knife off of a dead person. Why did they try to shoot me?
I don't know, man.
You see him die?
I don't know.
No, he was already dead when I came across him.
Anyone else with him?
No.
Any signs of anything? Blood?
Yeah, was it zombies?
I think so.
Might have been coming in trying to get one of their own, recover what he had, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man. Faith, did you recognize the voice?
Yeah.
They knew your name.
I don't know. Yes, I did.
So who was that person?
That was Sergeant Miller. Good buddy of mine. The leader of our unit. Yeah.
Oh boy, the plot thickens. All right, so on that note, we've got a minor milestone, and this means that you guys can switch the rank of any 2 skills, or you can replace one average skill with one that isn't on your sheet. You can change any single stunt for another stunt, and you can purchase another stunt or equipment if you have the refresh to do so. And you can also rename a character aspect that is not your high concept. Obviously, we don't have to do that all right here. We can do that in the group chat. But yeah, any questions for me before I go?
I guess one. I thought Tuck had the knife. Is it the same knife? Are there 2 knives that look the same?
I'll let Greg explain that.
Yeah, there were. I don't know if. Well, that it was one of the part of the character concept is that Greg's brother gave him this handmade knife with a distinctive carved antler hilt and his MDQ maker's mark on the blade. And there are only 2 of them. They each have one. And
Gotcha.
Greg has
The
the
twins.
yeah.
Found
Greg
the other
has
twin
the
that we have. Yeah.
yeah. Greg had an identical, nearly identical knife. So this knife belonged to his brother.
What are the chances that there's another one?
Very, 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 very slim to impossible.
And we definitely know that he made it, so. Yep.
Unless, of course, it was the only way he could, make a business for himself or something. I don't think he'd do that way, though.
But yeah, so I'll stick around if anyone wants to talk about, changing aspects or, doing anything with your character in relation to what just happened. If you have to head out, thank you for playing. I've waited so long to do a Fate with zombies, so I'm just glad to finally get around to it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great.
It's pretty intense.